Many people already consider you president.
Yeah.
I want to go back to a quote by Thierry Breton, who's the ex-commissioner, ex-EU commissioner, who said the exact quote, "What was done in Romania may be needed in Germany." That's scary.
Yeah, if we are looking what is going on now in Germany, we can see that there are a lot of interventions. But you know what? European Union is in a very complicated situation right now. And the leadership made by United States now, with a new administration led by President Trump and Vance, demonstrate that we shall come back to the real democracy. So I'm totally devoted and convinced about this.
We're seeing a change here in Europe. Like I've spoken to a lot of people from the Make Europe Great Again.
Exactly, and don't forget all this was a big shift, in fact, already in the United States immediately. You know, talking about the Kennedy file, you know, talking about washing money, talking about COVID situations. So all these stuff, those things, they are starting already.
Yeah, exactly. They want to investigate all these.
To investigate all these three things. So already they are starting things which in fact arrive to the deep state. Exactly, the deep state cancel the elections here in Romania. So exactly this time we are talking also here.
So this is unelected. How would you could describe deep state? Would you say that unelected officials that make? No, I think I was in Ukraine. I was doing a lot of research into the war in Ukraine, and there's one thing that Putin said a long time ago when he wanted to join NATO. He said, "I meet every single president in the US, but at the end of the day, men in dark suits come and make the decisions. So the president doesn't make any decision." And so that was his way of describing the deep state. How would you describe the deep state?
You know, no more lives should be lost related with the situation in Ukraine and related with the deep state, because deep state control this. Deep state, they are not the globalists. Deep state are the oligarchs. This I can describe, the deep state, which in fact made a lot of problems, even the war, because everything is related with financial system. The head of the snake is the financial banking system. And here we are. In the moment when President Trump changed and announced that will change the financial system, immediately the deep state was failed. And this will happen everywhere, including in Europe. They don't realize that all these things will be changed, but they realize very soon.
We've seen that already with Peter Hegseth, and he's in Poland right now. He landed yesterday.
Absolutely.
And he's already made it very clear, for example, what everyone is thinking about 2014 borders for Ukraine. It's not realistic to imagine those borders again for Ukraine. But no one would say that everyone's too scared. He says that as it is.
It is. So exactly this will happen soon also in Romania. But again, they cannot realize that after so many years, something will happen in...
When it happens to them, it just no one's expecting it.
In 1 minute, exactly.
But my question, the reason I mentioned what Thierry Breton said is, are we seeing like a new strategy emerge now? Where if you like with you, they didn't even launch an investigation. They was like, hey, we'll cancel the election and then launch an investigation, which is like another level from Trump. We'll investigate him. He's president, but we're going to investigate him. With you, no. We're not the president. Now let's investigate. But what worries me is that, do you think that this is becoming more of a kind of a sandbox for a test for what can be done to other countries in Europe or even outside of...
I told you it could be a precedent. Of course, from my side, I definitely hope to not believe these things, but you have to realize that they are disparates. And because they are disparates, they are trying to do everything is possible in order to maintain their position. So again, it's absolutely similar. In fact, it's copy-paste what's happened in the United States with President Trump. We remember also about all the things. More or less, of course, it's another proportion. This is absolutely clear. But in fact, it's a copy-paste which is happening in Romania in different scale. This is absolutely...
And the outcome is likely going to be copy-paste.
Absolutely. So for this reason, I'm waiting and we are waiting. But meantime, we keep our position. We don't give up. We are absolutely sure that we shall win. We trust in our power, in our heart. We trust and we believe in our land, as I said, and in God. So nothing will change.
I have a whole list of points to go through the evidence, or what they call as evidence of election interference by Russia. But I find it to be, just to be very honest, I've gone through it in my interview with Simeon, Mr. Simeon, about 2 months ago now, when it happened in December. And I don't think it's even worth discussing. That's how petty it is. Like, you have a bunch of TikTok accounts that are backing you, which is not that many, it's 25,000 of them. And 130 TikTok accounts generated 1,000 to 500,000 views per video, but don't show there's nothing that shows anything to do with Russian interference whatsoever, any Russian payments, zero.
Let me tell you how I ran this. I made with few friends some pictures. First of all, I remain in the end 3 or 4, like, of course, let's say, which you consider very good. I put on my network, YouTube and social media, yeah. And I said to the people, use how you want, do what you want, we shall win. This is all which I made. This was all the campaign. And of course, I present permanently my program, food, water, and energy. And I said, what we are doing for our life, what we are doing for our families, what we are doing for our land. We have to foster our economy internal. We have to export, not to import. We have to keep the balance.
Common sense.
Exactly. All the things which in fact is absolutely normal in a country which Mario wish to be independent, to be free. For this reason I said our partnership, this in my mind and in my soul, the partnership with the United States is about freedom, not about other things. From freedom, there are coming the rest of the things. This was my presentation to the Romanian people. And I won with this. Very simple. They asked me in the beginning, the first weeks, how we are doing. I said, how you want? You are free. In the moment when I said to the people, you are free, do what you want, immediately they find a way. I mean, it was not someone who dictated, go to the left, go to the right. Understand my point? I said, go how you want.
These are the values I stand for.
So the freedom exactly give to them the energy in order to run the campaign alone. Exactly, this was the reality.
So this is the definition of a grassroots movement.
Totally.
So what's your strategy now? Obviously, I think one important part is getting the message across to the world.
In this moment, I recognize that I have to be to lead this fighting for the democracy. But in the meantime, of course, the strategy is to be on the law and to keep the constitutional act to be inside permanently. I keep all the time this situation. Of course, I was also in the street. The people are in the street, but permanently I insist to them to follow the law. I strongly believe that in one moment this will happen. Of course, I, with my lawyers, we conduct the channels for the justice system to Strasbourg, to Luxembourg, to Hague, also to Venice court. By the way, the judges of Venice court, they are also in Romania today. So of course we continue all these things, and nevertheless that we are looking for a support even from Europe or from United States in order to arrive to the democracy.
From the European Union, that's for sure.
Absolutely, from European Union, but could it be for different countries? For this reason I said, which for sure they can realize the situation.
Have you heard much from Hungary, from Italy, from Bologna?
Well, small things arrive, even from Bratislava. We had something, but slowly. We, of course, we are totally devoted in what we trust in our country. Of course, we trust in our value. We trust in what we are doing. We are free. We trust in what we made so far. So, of course, we are waiting, but normally we have to consider that this, let's say, quiet situation until now from the West countries is not quite good.
Yeah, I agree. I think, but I also feel like it will change.
Will change, exactly. I'm sure about that.